This is the 20th season of Bass Talk Live. BTL is presented by Bass Cat Boats, Strike King Lures, Aftco, Pro Guide Batteries, Spro, Gamakatsu, The Bass Tank, Denali Rods, Beatdown Outdoors, and Sunline.
BTL coming at you.
Good afternoon, and welcome to a very special edition of BTL Bass Talk Live, where we are going to talk bass fishing. And if there's one thing I've learned over all my years of doing this on BTL, it's that you don't keep the champ waiting. Live from the Bass Tank headquarters in Sapulpa, Oklahoma, his first full interview since being able to be called the 2024 Bassmaster Classic champion, Justin Hamner.
That still looks weird. You got my name wrong.
The champ down there.
It's freaking nuts. Thanks for having me on, Matt.
Thanks for being on. Excited to have you on. You've got a crazy schedule. As expected, this time yesterday, 24 hours ago, you were en route from Wolf Creek, Grove, Oklahoma. You knew you had about 15 pounds. You knew you had about 13 and a half in bass track. Talk me through what you were doing 24 hours ago right now at 4:30 as Justin Hamner, the guy who almost won Lake Fork and was a hammer with a jerkbait from Alabama.
It was wild. So one thing that nobody, I don't know, I guess it never got shown because it was so late in the day. So as I was coming in to weigh in, obviously it was freaking blowing out there. So came back a little bit early, and I had to pick up Robbie Floyd at the bridge right there at Wolf Creek. So I was like, well, I'll leave a couple minutes early just so we can do that, make sure I'm not late. I pick him up at the bridge. I was like, well, I got like 5 minutes. Let's stop real quick. Tried to stop on a spot. Somebody was there. I was like, well, stop right here. This boat dock looks as good as any. Freaking rolled up there. Picked up a chatterbait. Haven't caught a fish on it all week long. Haven't even thrown it, I don't think, hardly. Picked it up, threw it beside that boat dock, and Robbie's like, you only got 5 minutes before check-in. I was like, yeah, I probably should just go. Kick the trolling motor on high and am trolling away from the dang dock, and one about rips it out of my hands. It was like the biggest fish of the day.
How big was it?
I mean, it wasn't that big. It was like 3.5. I don't know. I had 3.5. So
what did that call?
A 2.4.
All right.
It didn't make a difference.
It would have been a little closer, but did that make you feel a little bit better at least? Because, I mean, dude, I don't think people realize it's like 92 miles from Grove, Oklahoma to the BOK Center. And by the time you crossed the stage, after all the pomp and circumstance, you had been done fishing for about 5 hours.
Yeah, that's the worst part about all that. Dude, that's terrible. But yeah, I don't know. You see that kind of stuff happen or hear about it, and it's like, I was freaking out. I ain't gonna lie. I was calm. I was good. Up until about 1 o'clock, 1:30, I lost 4 really good ones, pretty close together. And that kind of wigged me out a little bit. And I was like, dude, I only got my scale said 14.11 at the time. I was like, dude, this is not enough. I mean, the way the weather was, I was like, somebody is crushing them. And but yeah, when that happened, I was like, stuff like that don't happen just randomly. I don't know. That kind of gave me a peace of mind.
Let's do a quick little recap of the tournament. I know you were on Serious Angler last week, and you said, I am going to win the Bassmaster Classic, and everyone, yeah, that's awesome. But then you come out and you're leading after day one. You've kind of been in this situation before. We had you on BTL after the close call in 2022, but just kind of talk it through your practice and then those first days leading into the final day, where it really seemed like, you were Justin Hamner, you were laughing, you were cracking up, but it really seemed like the pressure got to you at all.
It didn't, dude. I don't know. It really didn't. Mercer's podcast was probably the first one I did. I don't know if you saw that one, and I straight up told him I was going to win the Classic. And then I did some other Alex Rudd's podcast, told him. It's like, I don't even know what I was doing.
Why did you, what made you say that?
Ever since I saw Grand Lake and dude, when Cliff Pace won here, like that was a Classic. I was like, that place looks just like somewhere I'd feel comfortable fishing. I don't know. The way it looked, the way everybody fished in that tournament, I was like, I really want to go there. I would do good. There's bow docks. There's like bluff walls, rock walls, lay downs, brush piles. Like that's everything I like to fish. I don't know. Ever since then, I've felt like Grand Lake was like that lake that would be comfortable with me. So,
all right, here's what I want to do, Justin. So the I guess the details of this tournament, the baits, the line, the lures, the rods, the patterns, all that will go down in Bassmaster history. That'll be well documented. I want to talk about in the 30 minutes we have the time in between that. I want to talk, what was it like after day 2? I know Bass put you back there. You see the little interview where they're like, hey man, you're leading the Bassmaster Classic. What now? You have a over a 5-pound lead. At that point, did it strike you, this is mine to lose? Like, this thing is in grasp. Talk me through about 8:00 on Saturday night till first cast Sunday morning.
I don't want to sound cocky and arrogant.
Don't sound cocky. I asked you the question, dude. I answer it. I want to know. That's what we all want to know, because listen, there've only been less than 50 guys in that position in the 54-year history when you talk about the guys who've won it multiple times.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know why. I've never felt like I don't feel like this in every tournament. Like, I'm about to win this thing. And I'm not that guy. Like, dude, I wasn't even stressed about it. I was like, I'm going to win tomorrow. Like, I'm going to win the freaking Classic tomorrow. And honestly, I stayed up so late, I couldn't sleep. I mean, I was excited. I wasn't nervous that much, but I was excited. But I stayed up looking at different areas of where I was going to try to fish, because that wind was going to destroy my stuff. Because I was planning on fishing that, like the Wolf Creek brush piles. That's where I caught them pretty good in day 2. But, dude, the wind was blowing directly into that, because I was on that front side of whatever island that is. So I was, trying to look on there and try to find some different areas.
Horse or wolf? Wolf's the takeout creek.
Sorry. Yeah, horse. It's been a long day.
You won the Classic. You can call it whatever the hell you want to.
Yeah, we'll rename that.
We can rename it. We can rename that Hamner Cove.
Yeah. Dude,
Hamner Island.
Hung up on those brush piles.
You're talking about the brush piles right in the front of the islands out in the mouth of, okay.
Yeah, so we had that south wind, so it was blowing right through the gap into that island. Yeah. I tried to start there yesterday morning, and I was like, well, I just want to see if I can actually even fish it, because the wind's going to pick up, the later in the day. So tried to fish that, and it was it couldn't happen. Actually, my best brush pile, I caught a big hybrid first thing in the morning. That got me fired up. So I was like, well, I got some backup brush piles over here that I haven't fished all week. Of if the wind comes from the south, they'll be protected. So I go over there, and that's where Adam was. I was like, well,
oh, really?
Yeah, that ain't happening. So he was in those protected, that little cove over there to the right when you're going in.
So did he see you running, like dip in and go, oh crap, and leave? So did he know that you were running?
Yeah.
Really? So that had to cross his mind then, the leader's running and is looking for somewhere to fish. It hasn't been in here.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Because he was wrecking them.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So,
yeah, he had 16.5 pounds in the first couple hours of the morning. He was feeling it.
Oh, dang.
You didn't know that?
No, not a clue.
Okay, so at that point, when you had that, you didn't really have that much.
I didn't have fish then. No. Literally, I tried to fish that first spot, and then I went to go over there, and he was already there. So I was like, well, I don't know. He's probably been fishing this all week. So I was like, well, I ain't even fished it yet. So I'm not getting on top of him. But so I went to the backside of that island, and dude, it was like slick back there. It was getting protected so good. It's like, there's got to be brush piles back here. I didn't even like idle it or nothing in practice. I mean, literally have never even seen that area. Just turned the trail motor on high and just started scanning around for brush piles.
And that was your day 3 pattern.
Yep. Yeah. I'm an idiot.
No, I mean, you didn't. That's absolutely insane. But that's when, I mean, and you seem to do it with confidence.
I did.
Conviction.
It was just like, I knew once I found some of those brush piles, I was going to get bit off of them. And there's so many dang piles in this lake, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all put out some piles. But I did figure out, I don't know, this might be terrible for you, but dude, if there's like a twig or like 2 little twigs, that's got the big ones. Like those big brush piles holds like all the drum and carp or whatever the heck y'all got in here. Y'all have the most trash fish I've ever seen in a lake, by the way. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a bunch in here. Okay, so this is my next question that I have for you, Justin. And then we'll get back and kind of follow through the trip back to Tulsa and what happened after the victory. But I'm scrolling through the leaderboard here, and I see a lot of guys who are really good with the jerkbait, namely your roommate Patrick Walters. But I'm seeing Polinick and the Johnsons, and obviously Jason Christie, Cody Huff, Shakuret, who caught him on it. What do you think it was? There were only 4 20-plus pound bags this entire tournament. You had half of them, 22.6 on the first day and 20 pounds even on the second day. What do you think it was that allowed you to ride a jerkbait, to catch the better than average fish, and to have such confidence in it? Hank Cherry finished 7th and barely threw the dang thing.
That was actually pretty dang wild to me. Like, talking to everybody's like, I just could not get the jerkbait by going. Rivette came up to me yesterday. He's like, dude, that was the same.
Rivette,
yeah. He's like, that was the same brush piles I fished. I was like, well, that was the first day I fished them, so I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I think it was the patience. These fish, like, it was weird. I was like, day 1, I was fishing in that creek that I actually ended the day yesterday. That deeper creek, just fishing laydowns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to throw the jerkbait, and because y'all have so many dang trash fish, I'd throw the jerkbait just at whatever cover I was seeing, whether it was boat dock, lay down, or just down the bluff wall. And I would have to watch my jerkbait on, Panoptic to see if anything actually like reacted to it.
Okay.
So basically all those trash fish would kind of get out of the way. And then you'd have one just like something would just like stick its head out of the lay down. Like, what is that? So then I'd just have to keep making multiple casts. Like, dude, it was painful.
So you were straight up fishing. And so it was almost like reverse what everybody's been doing, where you're trying to pick out fish and go after it. You were fishing and then reading the water based on the reaction of all the fish around you.
Absolutely. 100%. Like, yeah, I had to use the live scope to be able to tell to find the fish after they reacted to my bait. I was 100% fishing different patterns each day, but the live scope played in telling me which pattern was working for the day, if that made sense.
What made you not? I mean, dude, I didn't understand. I didn't realize that you just went blind on the final day when you did it. What do you think it was in you that allowed you to bail on a 20-pound bag and a 22.6-pound bag and not ride or die on that and go find new stuff without saying, man, I need to go back where I know there's 4 and 5 pounders? That has to be the call of your, that has to be, I mean, that's a career defining on the water decision.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. That's been the biggest thing this week, has been like just trusting my gut feelings. Dude, I pulled into the area that I caught them at on day 2, and I was there for 5 minutes, caught a hybrid, and I was like, I can't fish confidently trying to fight this wind and all this stuff. I was like, I got to find something else protected. I mean, obviously, I tried to go to the other stuff I had, but dude, I had to find something new. I mean, it was the same area, so it wasn't like it was just like crazy different, but it was definitely stuff. I wish I had scanned that island. That would have made it a lot quicker.
I mean, you won the Bassmaster Classic with 58.3. Were you surprised that you kind of talked about it on the little at the beginning? Were you surprised that no one really made, I guess, a charge on the final day with a low to mid 20s bag to kind of make it a little bit more heart pounding?
I was shocked. Like I still didn't believe everybody. Like I thought somebody was going to have that mega bag. Because, dude, all you hear about is like, you know, whenever the wind blows on Grand Lake, the nastier the conditions, the better they bite. And it seems like it is the opposite. Day one, it was slick calm, and I should have had like 26 to 27 pounds.
Oh, you dumped fish?
Oh, I dumped 2 5-pounders. Yeah.
I didn't know that on the first day.
Yeah.
Like loaded on them or like fought them?
No, like jumped up and
oh god,
like one hook, just like barely. I was like, okay, whenever the wind starts blowing, like they'll actually commit to it.
That's when you said that after your day one interview.
So I thought it was like going to freaking crush them. But what happened was that little creek I was fishing the first day, you know, obviously there was no wind. There was 0 bait whatsoever in there. When the wind blew in there, the bait, like, it followed it. Like, it blew in a ton of bait. And it was too much. I could not get a bite in there. Like, I caught some little ones, like, just paralleling those bluff walls. And, dude, they were crushing that bait in the middle of the pocket. So I, like, picked up a Demiki rig, tried that crap, and they would not even study my bait.
You think there were good ones that were so dialed in on whatever the bait was, the exact characteristics, that it wasn't even in their stratosphere to eat it?
Yep.
And those were the fish that you had been catching on the piles that got pulled out to the bait. So now you had no fish where you had been able to pick them off and see their interest, and they were chasing that stuff in the middle.
100%. And normally everywhere else in the country, like, that's what you want, is the bait to come in there, get them active and feeding. And they were, but they weren't. They were too dialed in. Like, back home, you only see that in the fall when they get on like that really tiny bait.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know enough about this lake to know what that is.
On the day one post game, I was talking to Pete Robbins, and he said, well, you know, obviously you were mentioned with the jerk bait, if that became a player in this, as one of the favorites going into this. One of the favorites, but obviously not the favorite. A guy it wouldn't surprise us if we caught him, especially based on your year. But I went back and looked at how you fish at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, and the number of consecutive top 25 finishes you've had, the start that you had in 2024. It sounds like, based on what you said, you were really feeling the momentum, not only just as far as your finishes, but of your decision making and your confidence on the water as well.
It's been a good feeling, Matt. It's been freaking good. Dude, I haven't had that stress. Like, dude, I was stressed out in my first couple of years. Like, dude, the sponsorship stuff that stuff's hard. Like, last year was the first year I actually got to, like, halfway through the year, it's when I quit my lawn care business and started fishing full time. Yeah.
Was it you who sent an email to Jeffries when you made the Elite Series that said, hey, my name's Justin Hamner? Was that you?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you said in that? Because I remember Jeffries came in with this email and he goes, read this. And I said, okay. He goes, I like this guy. And no, we didn't know who you were at the time. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Why does everybody make me cry? Like,
I wasn't trying to make you cry on that.
It's just everything that this trophy does it.
What was that like? Is that trophy heavier than you thought, lighter than you thought? I mean, you had a weird look in your eye when you were holding it. Like, you weren't kidding when you said you're never going to let it go.
Yeah, like, it's mine. It's heavy. It's pretty heavy. But no, dude, Yeah, I messaged Mark because, dude, I've been listening to y'all forever. Mark was the man. Like,
It still is. He went to the Classic
yeah,
on Saturday.
heck yeah. But like the man, as far as knowing people, I wasn't exaggerating. I knew nobody. Like I reached out to y'all just like, hey, I need some advice. Like that was my biggest deal. Like, dude, I try to be as humble as I can. I'm not good at. I hate talking about myself. If y'all
No, I
can't
know,
tell.
but I'm asking you
But
about
like,
yourself. So
yeah,
it's
no. So that's kind of like the deal of like when I reached out to Mark, it was more of like I'm not good at this. Like I'm trying to learn how to, reach out to people, and because everybody's like, well, you gotta start bragging about yourself to be able to get these sponsors and tell people how good you are. I was like, gosh, nope. So I don't know, but yeah, it was reaching out to him just to try to get a feel of the industry and like some tips on what to do and how to handle it.
yeah.
When I qualified for the elites, it was I knew Patrick Walters. Like me and him were like good friends already, just because we met through like mutual friends that I had. I had one of his friends as a co-angler, and so that's how we met. And dude, he took me under my wing, like his wing. Him and his family, like literally paid for my housing and stuff at the opens. Like I was staying with them. Like that was the only connection I had in the industry whatsoever. So yeah, I reached out to y'all. Help me.
Did Jeffries give you good advice?
Yeah.
Okay. So in 2021, and you don't have to go into this if you don't want, but like what was your total sponsor portfolio, checks written out to Justin Hamner Fishing in 2021, your rookie season on tour?
American Bait Works gave me.
Well, you don't have to say who it is and how much they gave you. I'm just wondering ballpark total, because everyone says it's $80,000 to $100,000 to do this thing for a year, but
$7,000 total.
2022.
25 to 30.
Wow. So I know going into last year, I talked to you and you said, dude, and you can feel free. I mean, feel free to name them if you want to. I don't need number figures or anything, but I know there were a couple that stepped up and you called and you said, oh my gosh, you said, this is huge for my 2023 season. My God, this is crazy. That was kind of the turning point, wasn't it? That 2023 season and some industry sponsors that stepped up and actually allowed you to breathe.
100%. I mean, let me get out of the way of one. Like, yeah, these people on the jersey, like, I don't know if anybody's like kept up with me from the beginning, but
yep,
I haven't changed sponsors. I've added a couple. I haven't changed a single sponsor from the first, year or two that people gave me a shot. Dude, I'm forever grateful. Yeah. And then like each year it's gotten better and gotten better. And yeah, last year was like the first year that it was like, I can freaking pay for the entry fees.
Can you feel that on the water on day one, on day two, on practice? Does that make a definite difference in performance, just not having that hang over your head?
1,000%.
Wow.
If you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
From halfway through.
Well, I mean, you're always laughing and having a good time. Like I said, you're one of the most well-liked guys out there. I've never heard anyone say a cross word about you, but you never know what's going on internally.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, and I'm not going to be, you're never going to hear me complain about anything. Mm-hmm. Like, it ain't y'all's problems, me not having money. I got money now, though.
Okay, let's get back to the final day then. Did you know you had it when you're standing there and Mercer's doing that top six, which by the way, I thought was really badass, where they pan back you and Mercer. Did you guys practice that? Did you know how that was going to go down?
Like, we filmed it the night before.
Okay. So that was filmed the night. How many takes did that take without someone giggling?
Oh, no. 2.
It was 1 taker? 2 takers? It was
the first take. We crushed it and some dude tripped over the fog machine.
Who tripped over the fog machine?
The guy holding the light bar.
Oh, so it wasn't.
Everybody's like, come on. Like, what are you doing?
So you filmed, but dude, that was a classic edition. Like, did that give you? So wait, you filmed that the night before you went out on the final day?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how I wasn't nervous. I'm like more nervous now talking about it. And I didn't give a crap. It was, yeah. It was freaking cool though. That was fun.
What was it like seeing the wife, your little girl, your parents, and being in that boat as you went around the arena on that lap?
Yeah. Gosh, Matt, I knew you were going to do this to me.
I'm just asking questions, Justin.
Dude, if anybody hadn't figured out by now, like how much I freaking put in just to get here, it sucks leaving my family. Like, it sucks. There ain't no way around that. That's the only thing about this job. It just totally sucks. Yeah, that made it worth it. Like, leaving them at home and basically making my wife just deal with it sucks. Yeah. Yeah, they're the ones that supported me through all this. My wife literally let me quit my good job at the university. As she was pregnant, by the way. Yeah, that was genius. We had to. I'm an idiot. Gosh, I can't believe I'm telling you this. So we didn't have any medical insurance if I left the university. So I had to wait for her to have the baby before I quit my job at the university. So like the first open that year, I was still working at the university, like, you know, using the time I could, whatever I had saved up. And then, then right after we had Scarlett, I quit my job. And that's when I was pouring concrete, you know, basically from 6 to 4, get done with that, go start my own stupid lawn care business while trying to travel around the country, fish the opens. So yeah, it was pretty freaking special.
Did you see your little girl when she was down there on the stage? like, dude, she was all about the confetti. Like, she could care less about the trophy. She was all about the confetti.
That was awesome. I got that. I was looking at, you know, some of the pictures that everybody sent me this morning. Shane Durant's, one of the Bassmaster photographers, sent me like those pictures in the boat. And there's one, like, you know, me and my wife, like, looking at her, and she's like mid jump with the confetti like flying out of her hand. By far my favorite picture.
All right. How many?
Do some dumb stuff for this trophy.
What?
We've done some dumb stuff chasing this trophy.
Would you change anything right now? Knowing what you know now?
Nothing. I don't care what everybody. I don't know why everybody talks so bad about fishing as a livelihood. This is the best freaking thing I could have ever imagined. And I would have said that before I won the class too.
Okay, I got a question. We're at 30 minutes in. We're gonna take 2 questions. Get your questions in if you have questions for Justin Hamner. And you are at the Bass Tank right now. We had Scott Palmer on earlier today, this morning, talking about what that meant to him and kind of how that came about. You know, he said, "Hey, Justin's a friend first, and this is just something that happened to come along with it. And we're going to deal with it together." But they do have Badass Screen Cleaner. I am not turning this into an infomercial, but I'm going to just pick 2 questions because we're going to let you go. You got to get on the road, head to a bunch of different places. If I see
me on TV today,
what's that?
They want me on TV today.
Well, yeah, you're going to be on TV a lot, dude. Like, I mean, you're the Bassmaster Classic champ now.
Okay.
Who has given you the best piece of advice so far, roughly 24 hours after winning the Bassmaster Classic? Angler, family, friend?
Davey Height. I ain't even gonna tell you what he said, but Davey Height.
Okay, that's good.
Freaking Van Dam showed up to the after party last night too. That was stupid. He walked in and I was like, "Everybody, take my picture." It was so cool. Gosh, that was fun. But yeah,
if you had to pick one moment from the time you got to Tulsa to practice 11 days ago up until the time you weighed in and won it, that you would point back and say that was the moment that was key to my week, what moment is that?
This is so dumb. In that creek that I caught the 22 pounds the first day and like ended the day in yesterday, my practice was so terrible. Dude, I went in there and I had one fish follow my jerk bait that I thought was a good one. Like the only fish that I thought, I was like, that might be a 5-pounder. Like I saw it follow it, my jerk bait out of one of those treetops. It's like, yeah, this is the only place I've actually seen a bigger fish. And I rode that the whole way.
Chuck Fish, shoot me an email, matt@basson.com. I'll forward it on to the guys at the Bass Tank. They'll send you the screen cleaner. Good question here. What did Gussie say when he handed you the trophy?
Couldn't have happened to a better dude, and your life just changed for the better.
And Team Jesus Outdoor. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Gussie's a good dude. I like.
Oh yeah. No one has a bad word to say about Gussie. He's the man. Team Jesus Outdoor, same thing. Matt@basso.com. Put in the title, Bass Tank Screen Cleaner, professional series marine electronic screen cleaner. Smells great.
It does.
Cleans your screens. He wants to know, how does this change your approach for the rest of 2024? You guys are in Florida for the Florida Swing in 2 weeks. I don't even want to bring up Angler of the Year, but you're right there, bro.
That's pretty cool. Jeez, this has been a dang good year so far.
I know. I mean, I don't want to talk 95 Mark Davis yet, but
I don't know. Dude, the way everything's rolling right now, I'm not going to change anything. I can tell you that. My mentality coming into this year, it was already different. Like the beginning of the year, I said I wanted to win. I wanted a trophy. Like I wanted a trophy bad. And then after coming so close at Fork, that's kind of when the whole momentum of I'm going to win the Bassmaster Classic. Like, dude, I want all the trophies. I don't know. I'm fishing so free and relaxed. I don't know.
Can we get that on a t-shirt? The Hamner signature series line. It just says, I want all the trophies.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is BTL special. I think we're just going to leave it at that. I know you'll have a lot more interviews. I'm looking forward to hearing you on Mercer, the first place where you did say that you are going to win the Bassmaster Classic, little Babe Ruth-esque, calling your shot. And I'm sure looking forward to listening to that one.
It's going to be awesome. I do got a question. I just came up with this.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh. No, it's a for real question.
I know. Hit me with it. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Classic Champ wants to ask me a question. I'm all ears.
All right. Anybody want a t-shirt? Come up with something like something that'd be good for a t-shirt. Like apparently we're about to have t-shirts with something I want on them, and I have no idea. I want something funny or something cool. I don't know. Just somebody get a good line for a t-shirt.
You mean you're not just going to go with Hamner time?
Really?
Yeah, that's your deal, man. Mercer gives you a deal. You go with it.
Okay. I mean,
Hamner time.
Okay. Sorry. I asked dumb questions, man.
That's not a dumb question. It's just an easy answer.
Well, if anybody else got something funny.
Yeah, if anyone else has it, feel free to put it in the comments here underneath this. Do you have any? You don't have a professional video guy?
I did, dude. This is so dumb. Did you know this? Is that what
No, I have no clue. I have no clue. I was literally asking.
I've never had a professional video guy, nothing like that. I hired one for the Classic this year.
No way.
We're about to have some freaking bad videos.
So is he yours for the rest of the year now?
He is now.
Okay.
Yeah. We're about to do it's going to be like we're originally just going to do one YouTube video. He's the one that's been doing my reels and stuff this week too.
Mm-hmm.
It looked pretty dang awesome.
I wondered who was doing that because I don't think you know how to do a reel.
Nope. I don't even know. I know one reel.
Do you have your phone with you right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I took a screenshot after you were leading the Classic, but before you had won it. Because I was like, you know what? I'm just interested in seeing the impact that this has. Let me see if I can pull it up here. How many Instagram followers do you have right now?
I don't.
Click on the Instagram and then just scroll to the top of the page and look at your number of followers.
13.2.
I took this after you were leading. I took this Sunday morning after you're leading the Bassmaster Classic at 8 a.m. right when you guys took out. You had 8,400 Instagram followers, and it just said "living the lifelong dream of fishing the Bassmaster Elite Series." And I was like, you know what? He might like to see that when he had less than 10,000 followers and it didn't say 2024 Bassmaster Classic champion on it.
So
there it is, right there.
The day before the Bassmaster, or the day before, I had going into the tournament, I had 5,000. So crushing it, freaking crushing it. But now, dude, we're going to do the whole. We turned it into 4-part series because one, he's like, we can't do this in one video. That'd be a hour-and-a-half movie because there's too much stuff. So we're going to do a 4-part series, and that's going to be my kickoff on the YouTube. So y'all get ready for that. It's going to be, there's some wild stuff in there. Me just sexy drinking Milo's tea.
You think that's a real possibility of getting them? Has anyone actually reached out to them yet? Or have they reached out to you?
Yeah.
No way.
I'm so freaking jacked.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, that's in the works.
Yeah.
So there was something that came in. Some, you don't have to go into the details, but it was hey, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so, and we heard this and that, and this might happen potentially with this. Let's chat.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Nothing's a done deal yet.
I know. Don't say anything. That's the best news I've heard all day.
Me too.
Look, you had fans there. Chris said he DM'd Milo's and told them they needed to sponsor you.
Oh, that's all. Thank you.
Dude, you guys need to keep doing that. Go to Milo's. Everybody that's watching right now, we got over 350 on now. Everybody that's listening here, let's do it. I've seen this done on other shows where it's actually worked. Awesome. Go to Milo's Sweet Tea, MILOS. If you guys don't know it, if you're not from the South, it's amazing sweet tea. You can get it in all the grocery stores. You get it in a jug. And go to Milo's Sweet Tea on their social media, DM them, say Justin Hamner needs to be drinking Milo's every day for the rest of his fishing career. I don't know about every day. Well, they make unsweet tea too. Otherwise, you'd have to be sponsored by something for diabetes. But
I already drink that diabetes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they do have restaurants too. I saw one the other day.
Yeah, the restaurants are only in Alabama, but this week.
Yeah, I was driving through Alabama on the way back from South Carolina, and I stopped to get gas and looked over, and I was like, dang, they got restaurants.
Yeah, and their Instagram is Drink Milo's.
Drink Milo's.
Yep, drink.
At Drink Milo's, MILOS. Yeah, get on there. Let's flood their DMs. Hit them up. Justin Hamner, Bassmaster Classic champ, needs to be drinking Milo's.
Yeah. This is
more Milo's. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to let you go. You got a lot to do. Do you have any idea what your schedule is like for the next week, or are you just taking it 1 hour at a time, and wherever people tell you what to do and who to talk to, that's what you're doing?
Yes, that second one. I have no idea. My wife is actually doing pretty dang good on this. She just points and tells me. So it's pretty much like back home again.
Have you guys had the moment yet where you just look at each other and went, holy crap?
Last night.
Yeah?
Yeah. It I don't know. We just looked at each other, and she was like, "What just happened?" I was like, "I don't think you realize what just happened." Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Scott's going to come on in the next coming weeks. He knows exactly what was on your rig for the Bass Tank. We're going to go over all that stuff. 2 Bassmaster Classic champions rigged by the Bass Tank team in the past 3 years. Pretty cool. What you don't realize when you win the Bassmaster Classic is how many people are also impacted by that second, third impact, and how many lives you affect. It wouldn't have just been if you had won it. It would have been if any of those anglers won it. Most all of the 25 that came up on stage yesterday talked about the team that surrounds them and how they can't make it work without that team. Before I was really in the industry, I used to think, that's a stock answer. After seeing it and seeing how it's done, and then just on the level that I'm at fishing the opens, it's like, holy cow, I literally really probably couldn't get this done if it wasn't to stick their neck out for me, both financially, time-wise, rigging-wise. You mentioned it earlier with the sponsors that are on your jersey. Bass Tank is one of them. They also work with the Bass Zone. So I'm going to take full advantage of that. And in the coming weeks, we'll have Scott in to talk exactly about how he rigged your boat, why he rigged it, and that stuff. But no need to get into that today, as you kind of still digest the fact that you are the 2024 Bassmaster Classic champion, the 54th edition of the Bassmaster Classic on Grand Lake, the Cherokee.
You like my trophy, Matt?
I do like your trophy.
Thank you. It's pretty.
I think we'll leave it at that.
I'm sorry.
Do you got to quit apologizing? You got to quit making apologies for yourself, dude. Just own it.
See, I don't know. Thanks for having me on, Matt.
Here, look at this. There it is. The exit music right there. The Bassmaster Classic trophy. The man who got the job done. Justin Hamner. I have
Is
no
it
idea
weird that I slept with this last night?
No, not at all.
That's the 7th phone call since we've been talking.
That's why we'll let you go. Like I said, we got you for 3 minutes longer.
Can I come over to your house and take a nap?
You do whatever you want.
All right, I'll see you in a minute, buddy.
I'm just an hour down the road. You know where I live.
Oh, gosh.
All right, Hamner. You're the man. Congratulations. Genuinely happy. Genuinely happy sitting at the top of the BOK Center watching a near capacity crowd. Watch you lift that trophy over your head yesterday. It'll go down in history. And hell, even if you don't catch another bass the rest of your life, you'll always be the Bassmaster Classic champ. But I have a sneaking suspicion that you may catch a bass or two in the next couple derbies and for a lot of years to come.
Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate it.
All right, we're going to leave it at that. No idea who's on the show tomorrow. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. This has been a special edition. I'm just going to leave y'all and stay right there. I'm going to put the BTL logo out. I'm going to say this has been another edition of BTL Bass Talk Live tomorrow, Tuesday, 8:30 a.m. Hey, if you guys like what you're doing, like, follow, share this stuff. Go onto the iTunes if you're listening. Give a review and a stars. That helps. Definitely support the cause, because unlike Justin Hamner, I don't have $300,000 that I just won on Grand Lake. We'll talk to everybody tomorrow. Later.